Are you tired of spending hours writing code to prepare your data for analysis? What if you could clean, transform, and enrich your data with the help of AI and without having to be a coding expert? Enter BigQuery Data Preparation. I'm Isagaba. I'm a customer engineer here at Google with a focus on data analytics and AI. In this video, I'll show you how BigQuery Data Preparation simplifies data tasks, enabling anyone in your organization to transform raw data into impactful insights. We'll use a public dataset I've shared with you on Analytics Hub so you can easily follow along. Let's get started. So we're here in BigQuery Studio. We're gonna go and subscribe to the dataset we talked about from Analytics Hub. Hit the Add Data button, select Analytics Hub, and enter the name of that dataset, which is BQ Data Preparation Demo. Hit the Enter button, you will find and you will be able to subscribe to the dataset. Hit the Subscribe button, you have the project where you want to onboard that dataset, and you can give it a name. Let's just call it BigQuery Data Preparation, and hit Save. We have our dataset here, and we have three tables. We'll be focusing on the two product tables. Let's say the staging product table here. You can go to the Preview tab just to have an overview of what the data looks like. So we have a product column. We have the product and the category concatenated in it with the pipe as a separator. We have a price column with both the currency and the amount in it. And we have manufacturer column with a lot of empty fields. So what we're going to do here is clean this data set using data preparation. To do so, hit the three dots here, go open, and go to data preparation. Right away, Gemini is going to analyze your data and come up with a lot of relevant recommendations. There we are. We have 8 suggestions here. We can go through all of them and decide which one to apply. But if you want it to be contextual to your product column, you can highlight that product, and all the recommendations here too are for product. This one seems interesting because it does split the product column using the pipe. Let's edit and see what it looks like. So we have the code here. We look at the product, and in fact, it did just get the first part of the product column, which is the product name. This looks good, but if we apply it as is, we will override the product column and lose the category. What we're going to do is create a new column. Call it product name. Save. Hit the product name here. We can preview it just to ensure we have the product as it was before here, and we have a new column called product name. We hit the apply button. Now that transformation have been applied, and we still have the product with the concatenation of product and category. We can go ahead and apply a transformation. There are so many ways you can do this, but I think the easiest is just to remove that first part of the product name. Hit enter, and Gemini will automatically understand your intent, which is removing the product to keep the category. You can preview the transformation. And as expected, now we only have the category here. We don't want to override product with category. We want to create a new column and call it category. And save. Now we can apply this transformation here. We have the old product column, we have a new column category, and we have a new column product name. At this point, we don't need the product column anymore. You can go to the Schema tab, identify the product column, and drop it. Perfect. We can go back to the data, and we can see, let me just close this one here. We can see we have our product category and name. Let's focus on the price now. You see, we still have the currency and the amount. Again, a lot of relevant recommendations here, but just for the purpose of this demo, I will add a transformation step. You can use your favorite language, and by favorite language, I mean SQL, regex, or English. Let's try it. Extract the currency from the price column. We send this prompt to Gemini, and let's see what it comes up with. We have our recommendation. This looks cool. We can preview what it does. Yeah, as expected, we have now the currency in the price column. But again, that would not make sense. You just keep it as is. We create a new column, call it currency, and save. We apply our transformation. And as you would expect, you have a currency column and the amount. Can do the same thing to get the amount from the price, or you can just check the recommendations. This one seems really cool and relevant to what we're trying to achieve. Let's edit it and see what it looks like. Perfect. Again, we only have the amount here. You can create a new column, call it amount, or just override the price column. I think it makes sense to override the price column. Perfect. And we did mention empty values in the manufacturer column. We can just go and find one, and as mentioned, just say NA. Gemini will understand what our intent is. So you have a SQL here, case statement, where it's going to go ahead and replace all the empty values by NA. We can apply that transformation too. Now our product column looks really cool and great. It's clean, and we applied all the transformations we wanted. Often at this point, what you want is enrich this data set with another data set to add additional attributes or do some joins, so on and so forth. So we are going to add a join step. We're going to select a table for our join. I called it extended properties. So it is in my skill boost project. I select here this table and hit the enter button. Gemini will go ahead, analyze the data, and find the join columns. Now, 99% it's going to come up with the right joins. Sometimes it might add additional columns that are not relevant. We can see here that it doesn't make sense to join manufacturer and brand, so we can remove it and apply our transformation. As you would expect, now you would have all the columns from the product table plus the brand, the launch date of the extended product table. This product ID here, _1, is just because you had the product ID in the two columns. We don't need it. We can go ahead and remove it as well. Perfect. This really looks cool. Now what we want to do is to load this dataset into a target table so that other people can use it, build the relevant data product. To do so, we add a destination step. We select our project for the destination. We select the dataset. I have this dataset data prep here, and we give it a name. Let's say dim product, and we save. At this point, we can schedule it to run on a daily basis or at a specific schedule, or we can run it, and we will need to run it in an interactive mode just in our dev environment to make sure that everything works fine. So we go to the run, we configure the run here. To run it, we'll use a service account. We can use our own service account here and save. Now we can hit the run button and go back to this data preparation here and give it a second. We can refresh and dim product would be there. We can go ahead, query, and see what the content of this table is. It's perfect, exactly as expected. If you go back to our data preparation here, you can check the execution. Still, sometimes it's spins up. You have to refresh it and you will see that it executed successfully. So yeah, you can save this. There are many other features I will show you later on, but this is me showing you data prep in BigQuery. Thank you. Bye.